Museums and galleries are boring because they are lacking in context. Rialto, 1966, oil on canvas. Why so mysterious? You might say art is to be interpreted by the observer. Do I want the curator to think for me? But I say I can and will involuntarily draw an interpretation, but I also want an understanding of the context and the rationale of this art. The how and the why the painting came to be. Make the sign say, around the time this was painted, his estranged sister died suddenly, and his journals suggest he had been feeling like a fraud. Boom. Context. Meaning. I am now invested. These benign geometric shapes are now attached to a facet of the human experience. We need to interpret things within a certain scope. Look at these squiggles. Do you think this is an image of the jagged fractal edges of a piece of coral? Or a map of a river tributary in North Macedonia? Both wrong. It's actually the mysterious language used in the Voynich manuscript. You should have been interpreting within the scope of strange occult writings. Idiot. This big red one looks like a level from a Flash game I used to play. That's my only interpretation of it. Why? Because the only information on the placard is acrylic on linen. Are you for real? Who cares about the materials? Tell me why they made this. This is the problem. Big rooms with big cases with tiny items in them that may excite the 4 people in this hemisphere that like 70-year-old electroplated nickel spoons. But for most of us, this stuff is just that. It's just stuff. Our minds perceive it and then send it straight to the junk folder. Some things are interesting enough to still be interesting when they're suspended in a glass case. But I've found myself even desensitized to seeing mummies now. There's an actual dead body, a real life person who had family and aspirations and who loved someone dearly and who made mistakes on display in a glass case in this underfunded building with a leaky roof and a class of school children wandering by who don't even give it so much as a cross-eyed glance. The whole approach to a museum is obsolete. These are places that were established in times when you couldn't see something strange or unusual every single minute of every single day all the time. You could go months without seeing anything out of the ordinary in your hometown. Then you'd get this trip to the museum and you'd see mental looking specimens of insects you could have never imagined. Then there's the renegade curators. Interactive exhibit. You have to open a flap to see the words this time. Immersive experience. They've dimmed the lights in this room. Nothing kills my immersion more than the sleepy sitter in the corner. I actually find them more interesting than the exhibits. They're more of an artistic installation than the artistic installations. But anyway, there are some people who think outside the box and make cool exhibits. The Van Gogh experience is pretty cool, even if you go to the shit version in Portugal. But these new exciting ways of exhibiting art and interesting things, they haven't become the norm. I do on some level enjoy going to museums, but I want to enjoy it on every level. In the words of Ryan, the biggest problem with art is that at some point, people decided it should be observed in total silence and not spoken about. Nice one, Ryan.